Okay.
See
Now we're
that?
back live?
No,
We're back live.
we're live.
I counted you down.
Hey,
I was
guys.
whispering. You've been live for like 6 seconds. You didn't. Don't worry.
We're not back.
We're
live.
here.
Yeah, you're live.
We're
No, you're not
live.
live, Jim. What are you thinking about?
You know, sometimes.
We don't know when it ends up or down right
What
now.
happened to our 4-minute break?
I lost my.
Wait, Jim's gonna use the restroom. And
No,
he'll be back
I'm
in a while.
Oh, don't do that. The last time, and the one time I thought we were off and I walked past the camera, and somebody said, "We just saw your butt." We've had some fun things happen on.
You don't want to see what's going on below here right now.
Oh God, that'll bring. Wait, I'll check my phone. Yeah, no messages.
Well, that's why I enjoy Jim. We always have a laugh.
Yeah, we do. I was talking about the vaccines since we're back on already, and talking about the vaccines. It's your choice. It's not up to me to tell you whether you should or shouldn't take that vaccine. All I'm saying is do your homework. Do some research. I had COVID. Had the antibodies test. The doctor told me I didn't need the shot. And that's like December will be 2 years. And,
Thank you, Jake.
And I have not gotten it back. But the president of the United States, who's boosted, that's the best way to put it, tested positive twice. See, and I found other things out on the testing. They suddenly changed it to where you had to have 3 factors test positive.
I think so.
They changed it to 2.
Yeah. Why?
And I think the neatest thing that happened to me, all of a sudden I was getting these internal emails from the CDC. And I'm like, hi, how did I get it?
They watch your show?
I don't know. So I was getting all this information that I don't think I was supposed to. One of the numbers I got internally in the CDC said that only 6% of the actual deaths were COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So
Now,
one
this
day,
is something he received from the CDC.
yeah, yeah.
Did you snapshot it?
Oh no. I said, I'm going to keep quiet. I'm getting all this stuff. So one day my cell phone rings and it's the CDC. And they said, who are you? And I told them, I'm Jim Crumling. Why? They said, no, we see that you're on our internal email. And I said, I have been for the last 9 months. And well, who are you? What do you do? And I said, I'm not telling you what I do. I said, that's none of your business. I said, what are all these questions about? Well, we don't think you belong on our email list. And I'm going like, I think so. I think you might be right. And I never got another email after that phone call.
Yeah. They blackballed you.
Oh, yeah, well, I wasn't supposed to be. I don't know how that happened, but it was fun.
You should have printed all those emails.
no.
Oh, man. Of course, you might not be here today had you
No,
done that.
they might have raided my house.
That's right. It only takes a judge with connections. You heard about that judge, huh?
Oh,
Ryan,
yeah.
Ryan,
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
Holt, I think his name is.
It's all in here.
His connections.
Just amazing. But, I mean, it's hard to fathom
It is.
what is going on in this country today, the tyranny. And I mean, we are so close to,
I never really thought
we're
I'd,
so close to this,
yeah.
the
Jim,
new
I never-
world order.
I never thought I'd see this country where the government would be weaponizing its own self internally against its own citizens because they don't like the free speech, because they don't like the choices we make. But that's what this country's all about, and what it's built on.
Well,
And we have people at the top that use their power to what end? That's why you gotta ask,
and
what's
now
going on?
it's out of control.
What's going on?
Eric Trump,
Eric,
his son, tells the DailyMail.com what really happened in the FBI raid.
okay?
It's incredible. President's son says 30 agents refused to hand over a warrant, kicked the lawyer off the property, rifled through Melania's clothes,
Isn't that, they got rid of due process, basically?
And
You
how-
serving the warrant even?
Mar-a-Lago staff refused, I love this.
Okay.
This is great. Refused to turn off the security cameras.
Oh, I love it, I love it. I love it.
Eric Trump recounted Monday raid of his father's, and for some reason, they knew when Trump was gonna be in New York.
Well, I mean, that was a matter of public knowledge there, but still, the fact that they showed up when he wasn't there, you know?
Oh, yeah. He said that they kicked Donald Trump's lawyer, Christina Bobb, off the property and made her wait at the end of the driveway during the thing. She couldn't get in her car.
That's a shame.
And it was 100 and some degrees. Also said that the FEA agents refused to provide a copy of the search warrant. The former president's son said, contrary to FBI direction, they refused to turn off the security cameras at the Palm Beach estate.
I
love
can't believe they threw the attorney off and didn't show him the warrant.
No.
And the warrant has to be specific as to what they're looking for.
See, and it emphasizes it again here.
They probably had
Eric
nothing
Trump
specific.
revealed FBI agents refused to hand over the search warrant for the raid on Mar-a-Lago and kicked attorney off the property in new incisive account of the Monday operation at Florida. He also said that the attorney was forced to stand at the end of Mar-a-Lago driveway. He called the raid another coordinated attack on his father, Donald Trump, and insisted there is no way President Joe Biden was kept in the dark about the search.
Oh,
They said in the
Yeah.
White House, we didn't know anything about it.
he's the boss. He's the boss of everybody. You can't tell me they didn't know.
Well, he didn't know his son was involved in all that stuff in Ukraine.
Well, Corinne Jean-Pierre, I don't have anything on that. I'll have to get back to you.
Yeah, exactly. She does a lot of getting back to and never happens.
No, exactly. That's right.
So, was kept in the dark about the search. Yeah, right. Well, you're in the dark anyways, but.
Well, if they can go after him like that, what they can do to anyone, because we don't have those protections. We don't have the executive privilege. We don't have security clearances that Donald Trump has.
No.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
And this article here was sent to me by my buddy Lunsford, which I have Epoch, so I get a lot of stuff through them.
That's wild.
People don't know how much ink.
So what's the next step? I mean, what's going to happen now?
I don't
Now
know.
that they've done all this, they better.
But they didn't find what they were looking for.
Oh, they better have something good.
You think they wanted to emphasize this? I love it.
Large print. I could only.
So,
Oh yeah,
I
you
wish
could
you
really read
could
that one.
They kind of emphasized this.
Yeah.
It said Biden knew, just like he knew all about Hunter's deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trump claims president was aware of Mar-a-Lago raid and calls it a coordinated attack by a radical left Democrat AGs as pressure piles on the DOJ to react. I mean, I can spend the rest of the hour reading through a lot of this.
That's
It's
amazing.
really interesting. McConnell, that's another one,
Oh.
who had a falling out with Trump over the ex-president's false election fraud claims, which
It's
go,
starting to come
go
out.
see
that it's
these
true.
two movies,
2,000
Rigged,
mules.
which is about Zuckerberg and his money and what he did, and 2,000 Mules, where people say they fixed the videos. They had videos on all the drop boxes. I saw the movie. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't get around that. That's just the tip
And
of
you
the
can't make
iceberg.
that stuff up either.
Over the ex-president's false election fraud claims, the guy did his whole campaign in the basement of his house, and he got more votes than Obama.
That doesn't make any sense.
Had previously not commented on the raid. McConnell waited 24 hours. Trump confirmed the raid in the statement Monday evening, saying the move, and here's a really good statement. The move represented dark times for our nation, pushing that Biden administration was going after him as a political
Going
target.
after him personally. That's exactly right, because they don't want him in there in 2024.
They're scared.
They don't want to face him. They don't want to face him in that race.
Gitmo's a good place.
Uh,
2024.
When they first asked McConnell though about the raid, his comment was, "Let's go back to what's important, the floods in Kentucky, which are important," but he couldn't even make a comment at the time. That's a shame.
Donald Trump lamented Wednesday that the FBI blocked his lawyers from the property.
Wow, that's it.
That's
That's what Eric said.
and they
Was
got all
there-
kinds of stuff
I
against.
wonder who was on site at the time of the raid. What Trumps were there? If there was any Trumps there.
No, there wasn't, I don't think. But I think his son got all this information
From
from
the
the
attorney.
people that
Oh,
were
yeah.
working.
Yeah, or the staff. Yeah.
See, and the big thing is, Christina Bobb, a Trump lawyer, told Real America's Voice on Tuesday that the raid was weird flex and repeated Trump's suspicions that the FBI might have planted something during the search.
What amazes me, it's very possible, what amazes me though, is when you see these raids carried out, and you're going up against a man like Donald Trump, and look at the weapons they had. I mean, this is an ex-president. It was like they were going in there, and they would have taken him out had he shown up with a pistol in his waist. You know, it was crazy. What was the attorney? I can't remember his name. They got him supposedly for lying to the Congress.
Oh, I got that.
They went at 6 in the morning. CNN were there. Just happened to be in the neighborhood when they arrested him. They threw him and his wife to the ground. This was people in their late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah,
Had no weapons. They were no threats, and they treated them like they were 25-year-olds with 9mm on them. It's unbelievable.
see, here's what gets me, all right? This shouldn't even happen. The Justice Department has not commented on the raid.
Not a word.
Sources told the Post that Trump's attorneys, led by Evan Corcoran, were cooperating fully with federal authorities to arrange the return of the documents, with the process beginning in May of 2021, when it was noticed that some records were missing. In January of 2022, some of the documents were returned, and in February this year, the news became public. In early June, 4 top DOJ officials traveled to Mar-a-Lago to speak with the former president's attorney about the documents. He was cooperating. The DOJ's Counterintelligence and Export Control Section Chief Jay Brott was reportedly among the group who sat down with Trump's lawyers.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I had heard that after review of some of the things that he had on site at his home, they told him that he should put that behind lock and key, and he did such.
Yeah.
And that they still went in and broke in the locks.
Trump's team showed the government officials where Trump was storing documents in a basement room. Investigators reportedly observed that some of the files were marked classified. And it goes on to explain that a lot of that is good.
Well, he had security clearance. You know, they just objected to him not having it in a locked place. Well, what did they do about Hillary's? Was it 22,000, 30,000 emails that were deleted that weren't security clearance?
See this? Then I got this. And I made a mistake. I made it big letters.
It's huge.
Look at that.
I can almost read that without glasses.
When printed out, I went, oh well.
That's okay. You better read it easily.
Former President Donald Trump was improperly intrusive, according to several lawyers. The raid prompted a rebuke from Trump and Republicans more broadly, and further escalated political tensions in the nation.
I just want people to think about it. What if you were wearing those shoes and they came and did that to you? What would you do?
Yeah, I know.
You don't have the resources that President Trump has. What would you do? And this man
Says
was
here,
a
Trump
high-
has been cooperative on that front and has previously invited the FBI to Mar-a-Lago to examine the White House records he had in storage at this time. When you read that, you're going, he said, hey, come on, I got nothing to hide.
Yeah, come on down.
And it says that right here. Nothing has been hidden and nothing has been kept secret from them, which makes this all the more ridiculous.
Right.
And then it has the next headlines. I can tell you, y'all probably could read this from here. They have the little thing that has small letters and big letters, so I hit the big letter one and printed this. Man.
You do good with that one.
It said, potentially illegal. I'm stunned and dismayed. Mark Ruskin, a 27-year FBI veteran and former federal prosecutor, told the Epoch Times. The disregard for traditional norms and apparent lack of concern with the appearance of impropriety is indicative of abandonment of even a veneer of independence and objectivity. This is an ex-FBI agent. Former prosecutor Mike Davis went even further, saying the raid may have been illegally invasive. So this is not done.
And what was the basis for the warrant? That's what I'd like to see.
Well, they said they did show them the warrant, but they had to stand 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Now, what the heck can you would
But-
have
but-
to have letters like
But
this.
the judge that signed off on that warrant, what was the basis for his signature on that warrant?
I don't know. I'm trying to get to where that is.
That's
in,
crazy. Oh, you have that?
I have, I think, that's what I was, immediate skepticism, showing your judge, here we go.
Oh, okay. Hey, you knew you had it
Yes,
somewhere.
I do have it. Judge Epstein connection. Unbelievable. The search warrant was issued by U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhardt in the Southern District of Florida. You'll love this, people. Reinhardt was a senior prosecutor in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida when the office reached a non-prosecution agreement with Jeffrey Epstein,
Epstein.
who was later indicted sex trafficking children and died by an apparent suicide. He did not die by a suicide, by the way. Upon leaving office, Reinhardt went into private practice and represented, this is so the class of this guy, represented multiple Epstein associates and employees in civil cases against Epstein by his alleged victims.
Wow.
Reinhardt was appointed by a magistrate judge in 2018 by district judges in Southern District of Florida. The warrant was issued on August 5th, the day after FBI Director Christopher Wray testified to the Senate Judiciary Committee and was questioned about multiple whistleblowers' reports alleging the politicization of the Bureau. Wray cut the questioning short because he said he had to urgently travel. Now, this is a good one. flight records indicate he flew in the FBI private jet to his vacation retreat in the Adirondacks,
Oh, wow.
according to the New York Post columnist Miranda. So when you look at all this, yeah, I'll never do this again.
He skipped out on that. Oh, ducked the question and
You
ran.
had a very, what's the word?
Convenient?
Inconspicuous lawyer. That
Oh,
would
yeah.
be the best way to put it. I
Yeah.
have a few other words for that.
Oh,
And this is more stuff. Here's an article. March of fascism continues into our century. Fascism vitality in the 21st century marks its most successful fighting faith from the 20th century, so it is well understood. Fascism founder who 100 years ago, October, orchestrated the March on Rome, the destroyer of Italy's parliamentary democracy as a political dissent occupying the Kremlin today. And it goes on to just, I find all this neat stuff.
yeah.
It's like, I read through this and I'm going, man, Jim, someday they're gonna come get you. I always told my wife, if you see a couple of black SUVs up, I had a bag packed, by the way. And there was a woods.
That's it.
I said, I'm out the back gate,
Go out the back door.
we gone. Call a friend. I had it all set up to disappear. The
It's hard to
FBI
believe.
search. Here's Jacob, and I told him this actually backfired for the Democrats,
Okay.
and he said, no, I don't see how that could happen. Well, maybe you should read what I read. FBI search ignites political firestorm. Move a dramatic escalation of scrutiny of Trump. The FBI's unprecedented search of former President Donald Trump's Florida residence ricocheted around government Tuesday, along with questions as to why the Justice Department, notably cautious under Attorney General Merrick Garland, who's an idiot. Oh, I didn't. Did I say that?
Well, he could have been a Supreme Court justice. He was so smart.
Yeah, decided to take a drastic step. Answers weren't quickly. I want to know, darn it, I should have watched it. Our little friend. I'll be right back. I'll have to check on that. Now, you didn't see that girl, Trump's girl, do that.
Oh no.
She knew, she had her stuff.
She had her notes in front of her. She answered the questions. There was very little of this circle back stuff when she was up there.
Steve Scalise, a Republican from Jefferson, tweeted that the search was politically motivated,
No doubt.
as shown by the handling of the investigation. And he used a comparison here to Democrat Hillary Clinton storing classified emails on her private server while the Secretary of State, she was not charged with a crime.
That's amazing. And I mean, the thing is, there's no telling where those emails went, because she had ties all over this world.
Cool.
Business ties.
And others.
Yep.
And here we go. The FBI and DOJ are corrupt at the highest levels, said by U.S. Representative Clay Higgins, Republican, Lafayette.
Go Clay.
He said, this is a political hit job designed to stop President Trump from seeking the White House in 2024. It will not stand. We are demanding immediate oversight, hearings in Congress. Congresswoman Julie Letlow, which I don't trust.
Those leaders aren't going to do anything, though, in Congress. There's too many opposition people
Yeah,
there.
well, I'm gonna tell you what,
And unfortunately, there's a lot of opposition rhinos in there, too. But, you know, it's kind of ironic, Jim, that this happened Monday. On Tuesday, they had 4 states that had a lot of primaries, and Trump's people swept.
Bang, baby.
Exactly. In fact, there was even, I understand, an upset in Connecticut that Trump endorsed.
Yeah, that girl, they had that girl on
He slam dunked across the board on Tuesday. What's that?
the only thing we have to watch.
Yesterday.
The only thing we have to watch is cheating. And that's, Pelosi outright said it in the talk. We're gonna win in October or November.
We gotta have integrity in this election.
Oh, man.
Got to have integrity in this
Now,
election.
they know we're
November.
gonna be watching the crap they pulled the last one.
But you know, they're so brash and they don't care, Jim.
No.
They'll probably do it all over again.
You know what?
Their winning formula.
You know what? If you people can't see what's going on, I don't care who you are. If you can't see what's going on,
You're not looking. Not looking.
I mean, I hope the good Lord gives me another 5 or 10 years so I
Yeah.
can see how this all ends up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
This is
crazy
amazing.
that something like this is the only president in the whole history of the United States that had this happen to him.
Yeah.
January 6th, we need the real story.
Behind all that.
Somebody started to tell the real story in their deal, and they shut him up and said, "That's okay, go."
Yeah. We have no
How
question.
comes there are any real Republicans on that committee?
Well, how come that officer's never been brought before anybody to speak? The
Nope.
one that shot that poor veteran.
Mm-hmm.
That poor woman deserved to die. She was unarmed.
I mean, and the videos they have of the people letting the people
Nobody
in.
was charged for that death, Jim.
Nope.
God.
And the article I read last week on the treatment of the prisoners.
Oh, there's still some of them still
the treatment
confined.
of the prisoners.
They're still confined. Many of them. But they arrested 400 and something. I don't know if any of them ever got out even.
And they're living in
Solitary.
the realist view accepts the voters don't tote around list of bills passed by Congress, but insists that most of them do notice when the system seems to be working or failing. Democrats have promised to contain drug costs for years. They finally did something. Younger Americans especially were angry when Congress seemed ready to leave town without doing anything about climate change. Climate change. Speaking of which,
It's going to happen again this fall. We'll have climate change. And then when we get in December, we'll have more climate change.
yeah, what's that called?
Winters. The seasons.
Winters, autumn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Spring, summer,
I will tell you what.
fall, and winter.
One of the best things that I saw was a documentary done by the guy that founded the Weather Channel. How he went back 2,000 years and said that everything is in a sequence.
Yeah.
In other words, you might have this weather. Look what happened to Louisiana last year, the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have any hurricanes of any seriousness for what, 5, 6, 7 years? And then all of a sudden, we have back-to-back hurricanes that go the same path. And then we had Ida.
Yeah.
We were Lafayette lucked out.
Yes, we did.
We lucked out.
They would keep going on either side of us. We got lucky. We really did.
And I can tell you that in my travels with my business and clients, and I went to Thibodaux and Houma. And I went, and one Sunday, We the People was having a forum with Kyle Ardwan and the people with the voting machines.
Mm-hmm.
And Lenore Whitney called me and said, "You ought to come, Jim." So I did. I went. And for the first time in Houma, I had to drive from 90 over to the other side of town. I'll tell you what, people, when you see the frame of a building up with nothing else,
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's just, it's
the,
like.
the
it's
frame was there. Nothing
Like,
else
it's like
was
the
there.
skeleton's there and all the
Nothing
skin and
inside,
everything's gone.
nothing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And the damage I saw from one end of that city to the other. And then I had to go to Thibodeau, not thinking about Thibodeau was right in the middle of that. And the stuff, I mean, you just can't imagine.
I went into Lake Charles after Laura hit.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
I
It's
had to
amazing.
go. I had to go to DeRidder, Manny, and Bossier, take care of some
After Laura.
clients. 2
Yeah,
months.
because it was still in a
2 months
hurricane when
af-
it hit Shreveport. It was still a hurricane.
Yeah, 2 months after. And I'm gonna tell you what, I took 171. And that, I followed the path.
Of the hurricane.
I could tell you where tornadoes were and where the wind.
Twisted things around.
'Cause
So.
The wind doesn't twist trees like
No,
this.
that's tornadoes.
And it was really, now I'll tell you what is it, 2 years? I just went, matter of fact, I was in DeRidder
About a little 2 years,
Monday.
yeah.
And I went up there and there's major improvements,
Yeah.
but still a lot.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is that building. So we were lucky.
Climate change.
Climate change, yeah.
You know, when I was younger and I used to cut grass
Yeah.
to make money. And basically that's how I paid my way through school, was pushing a mower. I remember summers like we're having this summer where it rained every day. And
Yeah.
I had trouble keeping up with the yards to where I ended up having to give up the business because I was a one-man show with a push mower and a grass catcher. And I was trying to do 3 apartment complexes in town. And it just didn't work very well.
I mean, and what is it, 7 insurance companies have gone under?
Mm.
I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm with USAA, but
And people are paying higher utility rates because of it, right?
yep, exactly. And
Entergy got that.
and you look at some of the things, and I have a lot of friends that lived out in Lake Charles and stuff, and my friend Marla told me that they were, fortunately, they were both educated people and they had good jobs.
Right.
They were able to have the money to get some of the work done, but they were having to take the money out of their pockets while their mortgage company had the money from the insurance company and said, and you were in that industry, and said that when the work is done, we'll pay the people.
Yeah.
Well, construction workers,
They can't wait.
they don't work like that.
And they can't wait. They have families to feed, and they got bills to pay. They got mortgages to pay, fuel bills. I mean, that's crazy to
I
think
mean,
that's going to
my
work.
one stepson-in-law, or he is in
Well,
Restoration.
Speaking of money,
Yeah.
what you got there, Jim?
Well, it's a little chart. By the way, that Joe Biden says that there's not going to be no tax increases for, the lower class.
Just like when they said, "Don't worry, you won't need your guns."
Right.
Or better yet, I'm from the
Well-
government. I'm here to help.
I got this little page here. Tax hikes in the Inflation Reduction.
Is that from the CBO or
I don't.
Congressional Budget Office, possibly?
This is directly from the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you ready? No tax increases for us little guys, okay?
Okay, all right.
All right, let's start at the top. 97.2% of those earning between 100 to $200,000 would see a tax increase.
Well, I'm not in that one. I don't have to worry.
I'm never worry about that one. 91.3% of those earning 75,000 to 100,000 would see a tax increase.
I'm not there yet.
I'm on the edge.
Getting
But
closer.
Once I take all my deductions, it's like,
Yeah.
then, now
Now I'm hitting the
you're
neighborhood.
not gonna get taxed.
I'm not have to
Okay,
worry.
with this
I'm not
new
have to worry.
bill, I want you to understand, 61.7% of those earning between 40 to 50,000 would see a tax increase.
And that's the majority of Americans right there. Wow.
Now y'all poor people,
Yeah. Yeah.
y'all poor people, you're getting taxed. 24.6% of those earning between, are you ready? $10,000 to $20,000 would see a tax increase.
Wow.
I shared this
Wow.
for a reason on Facebook. Because when you do share things like this, you get fact checked.
Yep.
Now I'm going to tell you what happened to tonight's show. Because of what I wrote in there that I was going to talk about tonight,
Mm-hmm.
only 16 people acknowledged the fact that we were having a show tonight.
Oh, really?
Usually it's close to 100.
Wow.
I was rated. And look, you Facebook clowns can tell me whatever you want.
They took that down.
They limited who could
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
But they don't do stuff like that, okay? So there'll be no tax increases in this new bill.
Inflation Reduction Act.
Inflation reduction. Even the people said, no way, no how.
Was it 83 or 86 billion going to the IRS?
Mhm.
And
Oh, yeah.
and
We're gonna
something
fill
like
Tiger Stadium
three-
with some new IRS agents.
400 billion going to clean energy.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's kinda right here.
In the meantime, we're dying because we don't have fossil fuels that we need.
Well, and we're helping the veterans.
Well, that's good.
That is good. But estimated 740 billion bill heads to the next house. Well, it's already done. I don't know if Biden signed it yet.
The House passed it though.
I know the House
Yeah, the
passed.
House passed it.
The Senate was
They
50-50,
rushed it through.
and then
Kamala.
Kamala,
You can count on her.
my girlfriend,
You can count on her.
that's my girlfriend.
Oh, she's a ball of laughs.
I watched a little bit of her
It's always
talking
good for a
to a
laugh.
group of people today.
Oh yeah.
Only about 2 minutes. When I start speaking, I will tell you, I thought, didn't you just start speaking? There was a picture of AOC.
Just put her in
Ocasio-
charge. She'll get it done.
Ocasio-Cortez standing in front of a subway, and she went, still no bus. That's terrible. 2 hours, no bus.
Oh man. Priceless.
Oh, mercy. You got to have some fun. Democrats pushed their election year economic package to Senate passage Sunday, a hard-fought compromise less ambitious than Joe Biden's original domestic vision, but one that still meets deep-rooted party goals. What I couldn't get over is the idiot Schumer. Oh,
Chucky boy.
and he's like it's at a party.
Yeah.
You just put almost $1 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
And then they have the right, I read somewhere where the previous administration spent money like crazy and added $3 trillion to our debt.
How much have they already added in a
Oh.
year and a half?
Well, and we're sending it, I have a printout in here. We're sending another $1 billion to Ukraine.
Wow.
Let me ask you something. How many officers would that supply for schools throughout the United States to
Resource
protect
officers.
the kids in school?
Many.
People, wake up. These people could give a crap about you. I don't care who you are. They don't care about you. This inflation bill, they said that inflation dropped from 9.2% to 8.8%.
So they claim.
And I also read reports where the inflation is much higher than
I
9.2%.
heard that too.
Here's our boy Chucky. It's been a long, tough, and winding road. But at last, we have arrived, said Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat, New York, ahead of final votes. You have arrived. You've screwed every American with this bill. The Senate is making history. I am confident. I love the name of this thing. The Inflation Reduction Act will endure as one of the defining legislative feats of the 21st century.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the CBO scores that it does nothing to reduce inflation.
Nope.
Look at your tax setup. 1,740 new IRS agents per state.
Now, I want to know, I see this stuff all the time. Nonpartisan analysis have said the 755 page. So you want to tell me that 100 senators
That's
read all 755
Not one.
pages?
not one did.
I guarantee you on both sides, neither one of them know what the heck is in that bill. And that's the problem. And I've been saying that for years.
They'd be better off reading War and Peace.
Republicans said the new measure would undermine an economy that policymakers are struggling to keep from plummeting into recession. They said the bill's business taxes would hurt job creations. This whole bill is designed to kill small business. Why do you want to kill small business? I want you to go and
Get us
look up.
all dependent on the government.
I want you to go and look up, I'll put that out there, the New World Order. And Biden has admitted that's what they're pushing.
Oh, they've said that before.
Yep.
It came out of the words of the White House. One of the economic advisors said something about that this is all about the New World Order.
Oh, yeah. There is no doubt about that. Some of the other wonderful things in this bill that are really good for the state of Louisiana, Texas, and wherever else in the oil field, they put more taxes on the oil field and more restrictions.
But they got all that 9,000 leases they can go drill on, but they can't afford to.
No,
There's too many
because
restrictions and
I
regulations.
don't know if it's a matter of affording it. It's the restrictions
And
that
regulations.
cost
That's
them
right. They can't
in
afford it.
order to do this. I sit at home and I read all this stuff and I say, why do I see clearly what's going on with this group?
Oh man.
This is the destruction of America.
When
And
you
you can try arguing with me on it.
he's got the papers, believe me. But when you have a country that was a net exporter of energy and resources,
Uh-huh.
and fuel prices were low globally. They keep saying how this is a global problem. Well, we were helping to keep it down low globally, and they took that away. It's gone. They wiped it out in a matter of 18 months.
Here's a other
Less
thing.
than that, actually, Jim, because
Yeah.
it's been going on since January 2020. In fact, I think it started January 20th, 2020, I believe.
Yep.
Something like that, a date like that, I believe.
Now, here we go. It was on energy and environment side that compromise was most evident between progressives and Manchin, a champion of fossil fuels, and the state's coal industry. They gonna get rid of your butt, buddy. West Virginia lost the whole business. But here's the nice part.
Okay?
This is the real
redeeming.
deal.
Oh, okay.
Clean energy would be fostered with tax credits for buying electric vehicles. Okay, let me tell you about those tax credits. It's only if the materials are produced here in the United States.
Right.
You know what the percentage of that is? 7%.
7% is a credit.
So you go buy an electric car thinking
That's-
you're gonna get a $7,000 credit?
It's-
Nah, not gonna
You
happen.
get
They
six,
lied again. Well,
maybe,
they didn't
maybe,
tell the
maybe
truth.
$700 if you're lucky.
Yeah. So, with tax credits for buying electric and manufacturing solar panels and wind turbines, which we have now found that the wind turbines don't produce enough for whatever. There would be home energy rebates, funds for constructing factories building clean energy technology, and money to promote climate-friendly farm practices and reduce the farts that cows make. Oh, doesn't say that here, but
A typo.
there's a typo area. I don't know how that came out on the paper. And it says reduce pollution in minority communities.
That makes no sense.
Another
That's
slap in
some
the face.
Gobbledygook.
Manchin won billions to help power plants lower carbon emissions, plus language requiring more government auctions for oil drilling on federal land, plus language requiring more government auctions for oil drilling on federal land and waters. Party leaders also compromised to push separate legislation this fall to accelerate permits for energy projects, which Manchin wants to include a nearly completed natural gas pipeline in his
Yes,
state.
that's it.
There you go.
That's his favor he got.
Still,
That's his favor he got.
I'm gonna tell you what, he doesn't know it, but we're gonna get it, we're gonna do it.
Well, Jim, they're killing
gonna
us.
have- We're gonna have the expert on climate change.
Well, they're killing our food
Do
supply chain. They're killing our energy supply chain. They're killing everything. Even with LUS, with the increase, one of the things that they talked about also, Jim, is the supply chain. They're
Oh,
having
yeah.
trouble getting transformers. Where they used to be able to get them in 6 months' time, it's over 2 years out now to get transformers to carry these big transmission lines. So now LUS has to hire a couple of line guys to fix transformers now, to refurbish them. It's crazy. They're
There's
getting us
some-
from all
there's-
sides.
I understand, and here we go again. There's so
Mhm.
many names for this bill. Now we have another name for the
All
bill.
right.
It's called Senate Passes Democrats' Health and Climate Bill.
Oh, wow, okay.
What was it called before?
Inflation killer or
An
something?
inflation killer, now it's health and climate.
Climate bill.
People, I want you to understand that, and I won't be around, but if by the year 2050, y'all will join us You know why? Because if they take CO2 to 0%, nothing lives.
No, that's right. That's
I'm
part of the
telling
food
you,
chain.
years ago, a friend of mine called me and said, look, Jim, I got tickets to this. He said, it's something I know you will want to do. And it was all about CO2 and all this climate stuff. And I drove down there and got there at 7 o'clock in the morning and actually had breakfast with the Attorney General.
I love it.
And I spent the day going to different workshops and listening to these experts talk. And you know, it's really kind of bad when you educate Jim like that, because it's hard to get around me when I got the stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll tell you, Mark Pope, he knows his
He
business.
knows climate change.
And
He
I'm gonna have
studies
to
it.
call Mark.
He lives to study climate change.
Oh,
He really does.
he's
Need to bring him on.
$430 billion anti-inflation bill. How can you have a 400?
With money you don't have. So you're spending money you don't have, and you're gonna
It's like-
stop inflation by spending money you don't have. And what creates inflation? Spend money you don't have. I mean, none of it makes sense. None of it makes any sense.
But here we go, the health and climate bill.
Oh, but we're gonna generate revenue through our income taxes, though. We're gonna be collecting more money. Well, that just, basically, we're giving them our money so they can spend it and maybe give some of it back.
Got about 4 minutes left.
It's a lot cheaper just to leave the money with us.
I get these articles from Red Pill,
Oh, okay.
so I just put them in a pile. Lauren Bobert, why do IRS agents need $700K in ammunition? It's all
That's in their
right
budget
there.
bill?
Huh?
That's in their budget bill, $700,000
I don't know.
worth
This
of
is-
ammunition.
No, the Internal Revenue Service bought nearly $700K in ammunition earlier this year. It's not in that bill. Which begs the question, why do their agents need guns to do their job?
Well, I guess they, that's a good question.
And who are the IRS arming their agents against? During Barack Obama's time in office, multiple federal agencies had been buying up exorbitant amounts of ammunition. And it goes through the list, all the
All the
departments.
agencies.
It's amazing. I mean, I didn't total all this up.
Department of Energy,
Yeah. What's the Department? of
General
Ener-
Services,
$50,000 worth of M16 fully automatic rifles.
Bureau of
I
Reclamation,
thought we just banned automatic weapons.
the EPA,
Yeah.
Smithsonian, Social Security. That's wild.
I'm telling you, I love Red Pill. That expo,
Department of Agriculture,
U.S. Mint,
Bureau of Fiscal Services,
Department
Bureau of Engraving and
Agriculture.
Printing.
And they're, I don't ever print out the whole articles.
No,
Usually this part is just enough.
that's hilarious.
Then we come to an interesting thing. They shouldn't be able to buy anything in this country.
That's
China
tragic. What's going
bought
on there?
6. You ready?
That's tragic.
You got 2 minutes left. I'm never gonna run through these. But
No,
China
get to the highlights.
China bought $6.1 billion in U.S. real estate last year. The UK
And
government.
where were they located? That's the thing. Where's that land located? Strategically next to what? Bases? You know, it could be.
Doesn't really
No,
tell
but that
you.
one up in North Dakota that was next to the Strategic Command for the missiles and stuff, silos.
Right.
I mean, they're
It
buying.
doesn't really tell you
They
where.
pick and choose where they're buying. I promise you. How much land do you own in China, by the way, Jim?
Yeah, right. I don't even wanna go there. UK government says fuel prices to increase 60% in October.
That's what I've
Brits may
heard.
stop paying bills.
I've heard
That's what
it's
it
going up
says.
this fall again. Yeah.
Unbelievable news out of Spain. Air conditioning cut in the height of summer. And I want to tell you something. I bought
Wow.
them smart meters. And today you get smart thermostats in your house.
Yeah,
Don't, not gonna fool me, cause I was electrical engineer, they can run your thing up and down. Scientists create synthetic embryos from mice stem cells instead of fertilized eggs.
wow.
And
Wow.
we only got a minute left.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, it's, Andy,
Remind you
I
guys,
appreciate it, you're welcome to
next
come on
Tuesday-
this show anytime.
Next Tuesday, Clay Higgins at River Oaks.
At
uh,
River Oaks
And
and
then Tuesday the 24th, 23rd, the Acadiana Patriots.
We got the
Jeff Landry.
AG.
Not Merrick Garland, Jeff Landry.
Yeah, Jeff Landry, not Garland.
And
But-
Jim will have a featured meal as usual.
Yeah, we're working on that now.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be something
And it
delicious.
don't cost you $40 either.
There you go.
Oh,
Thank you
Sir.
guys.